What are my thoughts on Trump trying to buy Greenland? I think more important than what my thoughts are, what do the Greenlandish, or whatever you call yourselves in Greenland, think about this? Because in general, and again, Greenland is not an area that I follow the politics super closely. But from what I understand, a large portion, if not the majority of Greenlanders are wanting the independence from Denmark. So I don't think they really want to be put under a new master. Now let's think about this. They don't speak English, is not their primary language. And how many territories has the U.S. ever brought into its sphere of influence, especially ones that don't speak English and are not Americans? How well has that gone for them? I mean, Puerto Rico has a huge independence movement. We saw what happened under the disaster relief down there. We see how Puerto Rico gets treated. The Native Americans continue to be mistreated, and they're real Americans. I mean, if they're ever Americans, it's them. We saw how the other territories get treated, American Samoa, and I'm forgetting some others in there somewhere. The Virgin Islands I know a little bit more about. They get mistreated quite a bit too. I mean, they can't even vote for president, and those are American citizens. So are the Greenlanders going to become American citizens? And are they going to be forced to speak English? Are they going to have to do all their schooling in English? The most disturbing thing about this is that Trump has said he's willing to use economic force and military force. First of all, he says he's going to, basically sanction Denmark. But how's he going to do that? Denmark is part of the European Union. It's going to be pretty hard to sanction a single member of the European Union. That would be like Europe trying to sanction Pennsylvania and not the rest of the United States. It just doesn't really work that way. Second problem is Denmark provides several things the United States really wants, like Ozempic. And Greenland, while officially not part of NATO, is protected by the Danish military because it's part of the Danish kingdom, and therefore is covered by not only NATO, but the European Mutual Military Assistance Treaty, or whatever it's called. So Trump is going to use the U.S. military, a member of NATO, to take Greenland, another member of NATO. Now, there is precedence for this. I mean, Greece and Turkey kind of got into it over Cyprus, and they're both NATO members. But I do think Trump's serious about this, and I understand why he wants it, but it doesn't matter. The Greenland people, from what I don't understand, I don't know, are you greenies? I don't mean to be insulting. I just don't know what what's that? What it does? Not proverb. Anyways, whatever your title is, I'm not trying to be insulting, but Greenies, Greenlandish people, I don't know your native term, but from my understanding, they're not willing or really eager to be part of the U.S., nor do I think it would turn out very good for them at all. They have massive natural resources. And I think, there's only, about 50,000 people in Greenland. Now, I'm a national of St. Kitts and Nevis, and I lived there for a very long time, and I have kids born and raised there. And we only have 50,000 people, and we get along just fine. And I can tell you that they're not clamoring to become part of the UK again, or part of the US, or anybody else. So a country of 50,000, especially the resources that Greenland has, can certainly survive on its own and probably do a lot better. Although I do understand Denmark provides like $500 or $600 million a year right now, subsidies plus the currency plus national defense and things like that. But, given a chance to develop their own natural resources on their own, they could do quite well. Absolutely don't need the U.S. The U.S. may need them, and they can certainly have relations, but I just don't think the Greenlanders want to become a U.S. possession.